completely black box. Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. You can reach us directly there. What is it? It's a T4M. Whoa. What's a T4M? It's a hybrid watch from ToledaTech. Yeah. Hybrid watches are straight analog regular watches with like a quartz movement in them that you set like a normal watch, but they have smarts inside as well. They've got usually a digital display and can track all kinds of things like pedometer information and distance traveled and those kind of things. This particular one, in addition, can calculate and accumulate your vital signs of heart rate and blood pressure. Let's take a look at it before we open the box. It's, and blood oxygen too. It's a fancy watch that primarily works as a regular analog watch. Nothing big and fancy with all kinds of buttons on it. In fact, you could get away with it just being a regular watch, but have it monitoring all this stuff in the background. It claims IP67, but it says in the literature that it's 50 meters waterproof, which means it's 5 ATM. It uses a good app, WearFit. We've done lots of reviews of watches that have the WearFit app. We're not going to cover the app today, but you can check the show notes for links to reviews of the WearFit app if you want to get caught up on what it'll do. All of the vital signs there, the main features. It's a tiny little screen size, but it's just enough to show you what you want digitally on a regular analog watch. Now, about every few months we get to do one of these kind of watches, and I have a whole playlist set up for analog digital hybrid watches that you can compare with others. So let's see what the ToledaTech watch looks like inside the box. When we open it up, you've got this beautiful black watch, black band, leather band it looks like. Yeah, really nice, genuine leather it says. Smooth back with a heart rate sensor in it. Really well put together. On the front, you have the word smart. You have the analog hands with the second hand ticking. You have a little panel down there that you can barely see. Now, if you get this in white, that's going to be much more obvious because it's always black. But you can check for different colors on this. We have a little screen cover, not really a screen protector on here. A couple of buttons and the knob, which I presume is for setting the time. Yep. 10-10, that's usually what we see when you look at watches, what pictures taken are set there. We also have a box here, and inside the box, got a few things. We've got a charger and a little manual. Now the charger is one of these clip-on kind. Not my ideal favorite, but it works in a pinch. Look at the dots, they're like way over here and over there. So it appears that they'll line up not with specific points, but just with these two different plates. You see they're at two different locations. So you can probably drop it on just about anywhere. One of them touches the outer edge, one the inner, and you just plug that into the USB to charge it up. The quartz is just ticking away on its own here. Let's take a look at the manual. We've got a Chinese version of it, and do we have an English version here? Here's the basic information with a QR code that you can scan to download the Tethering app, or you can just check in the show notes. I'll have a link over there for you for WearFit. And like I said before, I'll also have links to other videos where we've reviewed this particular app, so you can take a look at all the things the app can do in conjunction with the watch. Here's all the different screens information and a little bit more information. And that's it for the manual. Okay, well, it's already running. It's just a matter of turning on the display. But I'm going to charge it up just to make sure it's really ready to go. So you basically have two buttons. This will be your mode and changing button. This is on and off, so you press long to turn it on, long to turn it off, and the digital display will light up, first of all, telling you the hour and minute. Okay, it's 8:14, which I've set the analog watch to match, and the date and the day of the week. So that's in the main display, and you activate that from this button. When you press the top button, you get into your step count, if you've used the pedometer, calories burned, and distance traveled. That's all right there based on the built-in pedometer. Then it'll activate the diode and do your heart rate, your blood pressure, and your blood oxygen. Okay, those are all your vital signs. So following that, you can come into a stopwatch, which when you press and hold the top button, will activate a stopwatch timing in hundredths of a second. Wow, it's kind of hard to get that in focus there. It's so bright. Anyway, it's minutes, seconds, and tenths and hundredths of a second. It may automatically switch to hours, minutes, seconds once you get enough of a time on here, but I haven't run it out that long to tell. You can tap the button to stop it, to start it. There's no lapse on it, and you can exit it with a long press on that one, or just press here to come right back to home. Okay, that always brings you back. We're cycling through after the stopwatch, which is after all your pedometer stuff, your vital signs stuff, your stopwatch information. Then it says it's C879. I believe that's what you're looking for when you tether this thing. And then it comes back to the main screen. So that's what's done on the watch itself. And let's put it on. It looks like a traditional analog watch. Got to get the section here. Hook it up. Oh, the buttons or the holes are, there we go. In alignment now. It's a little bit thick, but it does have the battery in here for this. And did it have a twist and light up? Yeah, it can do that. So you've got your basic analog display, and then it'll twist the light up to show you the days of the date and the day of the week, as well as the digital time, right down to the second. What I wanted to do is bring you over here to the heart rate, and we can test that out. So as it's accumulating this, I'll remind you that all of the data that's collected here will be able to transfer over to the Tethering app on your phone once you set that up. It's got a bezel, but the bezel doesn't rotate. There we go. We're starting to get a heart rate, 79, 80 beats per minute. So it does a reading of that, and it's running it continuously. Now, if I press the button one more time, we come over to blood pressure. And it's giving a little symbol up in the top. Sorry about the reflections. It's always tricky on a dark watch, especially if it's got a nice shiny reflective surface. If I get it angled just right, I can usually hide most of them. So it's accumulating the blood pressure reading right now. And again, this is from ToledaTech. There we go. I cut a little bit of time out of that. It took several seconds. If you monitor the second hand, you can see when I started and when it ended. That's kind of a nice feature that we've got the second hand here. The numbers are still jumping around a little bit. Seems a little low to me. And again, we put the disclaimer on any device that's reading blood pressure that this is just for information purposes only. There, it vibrated. So I guess it settled down after it showed you a few numbers, and then it came up with the final number. When you tap it again, it's returned to the beginning. So as you take these vital statistics, you need to keep watching it, because otherwise it's going to drift off on you, and it reset back to 0, so you don't have any idea what it was. The third thing is blood oxygen. That's a new feature we're starting to see show up on watches. It's again derived from the optical sensor on the back, using a variety of algorithms that apparently have been proven to be fairly accurate. relativistically so that you can get some data to work with. But again, I would suggest that you just use this as a gentle guide, whatever your readings are. If you're working out and exercising, you want to make sure you're in the high 90s. If you're getting lower than that, you may want to throttle back a little bit so you don't go into an anaerobic state. Those of you guys into fitness know a lot more about it than I'm talking about. It's still changing numbers. It hasn't vibrated yet. There, it did. So that's its final number. It's holding it for just a few seconds, and then it times out. And that's it. After that, we've got the stopwatch. We showed you that. So there's the 3 vital signs, the stopwatch, the information for tethering, and then we're back to the main screen. So that's pretty much everything there is in this watch. Once again, check the reviews or the show notes down below for the Tethering app, and you can see all the data that can be collected in that app. And if you want to pick yours up, it's a really good price. I've never seen these hybrid watches this low of a price, and most of the time all they do is a pedometer reading. Oh, by the way, you also have last night's sleep time that's accumulated on here and can be transferred to the app, although it's not displayed. You can have push notifications if a call is coming in or a text message. All of that is supported as well. So it's really a robust sports watch, fitness watch, information watch, and it's only about $25 with an analog display. Perfect dress watch when you will want to still maintain your connection with all the smart capabilities, but minimalize that appearance and have mostly a traditional analog watch. You've been watching Smartwatch Tips. Thanks for your subscription, and we'll see you again soon.